Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the QQQ, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly timeframes. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. Go to our website, sign up for a free membership, get more videos like this, live streaming action, trade ideas, a little bit of education, and just let's have fun looking at stocks and trying to figure out which way these things go. So the daily SPY, nothing wrong, guys. Still above the 20 MA, the 50 MA, and the 200 MA. The thing is, we're starting to slowly grind down, but you know what? We've done it before. We've done it here. We've done it pretty much for the last, since this time here. We pretty much go straight up, then we chop, 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 a little bit of a pullback, straight up, chop, 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 a little bit of a pullback, straight up, chop, chop, chop. Pretty much a launch off, a great push, 300 up day, and a nice reversal a couple days down. Nothing crazy. We were 71 cents down on the SPY. Not a big deal. Still above the MAs. A little bit stretched. I think we'll end up pulling back a little bit more, possibly. If we look at the daily chart, we went right into the gap fill, right at the 237.12. Right here was the gap fill, and then even number, and then pretty much the bounce, and then straight back up. Almost at, 237.01. I'd like to see a little bit more of a pierce, maybe come into these highs. I thought for sure we'd get to the 36.50, but turned around right at 11 o'clock, and voila, the magic 4 hours left of the market on no volume. We had 54 million on the SPY, pathetic volume, no participation. So just beware in these markets, guys. Just tighten those stops if you're long. If you're short, just be patient. Let's get into the weekly chart. Last week, closed on Friday. Again, nothing wrong. It was a nice push up off this bullish consolidation. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks up. We have a little bit of a pause day. We are back above this trend line, but we're also into the 238.36. Next area would be 242.40. So you know what? Nothing wrong. Let's just take it each and every day. Let's see if a pattern develops on the daily here. That's what we're really keeping an eye on. So let's see if we can get a little bit more of a pullback, maybe fill that gap around the 236.50 area. And who knows, maybe we go down and fill this gap here around 235.19. So let's keep an eye on these markets, see what's up. The light volume, saving it throughout the day, that is. So let's take off this. So IWM again, right into this 140 area. Every time, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, get rejected again. Now it pushes below the 20 MA, and we did close below this last candle here, so it's slightly bearish. Still, still nothing wrong. We get below the 50 and start getting into this channel where we were, moving up and down to. Then we'll start to see, if it's suddenly set up as a pattern to go down, or will it just retrace and try to shoot, back up after this 140 area. As we go on, guys, this thing's going to slowly curve up. So it's going to be 140.10, 140.20, 30, 40. Next thing you know, it'll be 141, and then maybe the pop. So we'll watch for pattern. This wasn't bad bullish. Right now, nothing wrong. Pulled back a little bit. This close was a little bit more on the bearish side, but still above the 50, still above this channel. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go into the weekly really quick. Weekly, again, nothing wrong. Pulled back. Went to, rip through the 140 area. Could make it through. A little bit of a tail here. Have to respect it. At this point, if you're not short, you can short right here. And if you want to have a tight stop, I'd stop out around 141.75, 142.25 up in that area. If you can, just don't go in a huge position, guys. If you want to go short, do that. If you're long, just tighten up the stops. You need to get above the 140 area, and then this one can continue upward and higher. Weekly chart here. Let me pull this off. So weekly chart on the Qs. Nice little bullish consolidation, starting to move up. We did get to the 120 or 130 area, and then the all-time high was 130.168, and now we're just chopping around again. We're going in a bullish manner. We are a little bit stretched from the 20 and the 50 and the 200, so you have to keep an eye on that. Where if it pull back, we can at least go to 122. So just be aware of that. Let's go to the daily. Daily, again, nothing wrong. Bullish consolidation, popped out, came back in. That's a little bit. A little bit bearish, but still above the MA, still nothing wrong. Got above the 130 area. You got to say we're going up. Keep an eye on the volume on this one. If we start getting heavier volume, then we're going to see more selling coming in. So, but right now, Qs are fine. Weekly chart, same thing. We talked about it. Got above here. Now it's just chopping around. DIA. You know what? Great shoot up there, all-time highs. Everyone's hyping it up. This was a bullish pattern. No, I mean, it was kind of a rounded pattern. I wanted to see if we get above this tail. We talked about that. It finally did, and then it started going up. Right now we're a little bit extended again. Volume still stinks. 25 million on the DI. Is it 25 million? No, 2.5 million. So light volume still. Let's see if we could pull back a little bit more. No, you get 5 days up, you're going to get a little bit of a pause. Let's see if we start going sideways. 20 MA curls up into price. Then we shoot higher. We did talk about the 210. It did reach that area. But, you can't 215, 220. I don't, maybe. Let's see how these markets work out, and we'll take it each and every day. We'll let the markets tell us what to do. Let's put it that way. Let's go to the, actually, IYT. Oops. IYT. Sorry about that, guys. But IYT, same thing. Let's go to the daily. Just kind of like the IWM, just kind of banging into the high, pulls back, another one, pulls back, another one, pulls back, another one, comes back in. But check this out. They did save it above the, 20 MA today, barely. This is 89. This is probably 88, 87. It's probably by a penny or two. So it's still above the MA, still in a strong stance. It is trying to get through the 173.83 area. And actually, if you want to say the 170, what is it, 172.43. All-time high was 173.88. So I want to see it close above that or the all-time high and continue going. Then, maybe 175, 177.50, then the 180 even number, so you got to look for that. But we still have to get above the all-time highs and continue up. I'd like to see more volume in this. Weekly chart, probably same thing. Above the MAs, yeah, a little bit stretched. It is trying to make a run for these highs. It did come back in, so it's, still strong, but, I want to see some follow through in this thing going. But it is 4 weeks into it. I'd like to see a couple more weeks and then possibly upside. 20 MA will curl in the price and possibly shoot it up. If it does end up getting below this, then we'll have the areas on the way down as well. USO. So USO, guys, same stuff. Not really doing much today. Up and down. We're below the MA, so it's a little bit weak. It is going sideways, but it is overall going sideways from this pivot high down, sideways in a channel for the last couple months, basically. So if we, gosh, this is incredible. All this news, everything, and they're trying to make it go up. But right now we're at the lower end of the channel. Well, pretty much 50%. From this channel. So there's really nothing to do here, guys. We are short the USO, so we're going to, hopefully wait for this pattern to play out. If we start going lower, we want to crack this lower trend line at 200 MA. Then you'll probably shoot for this, this gap fill. You have a gap fill, gap fill, gap fill. So we'll set to see what this trend line and how that reacts. It might end up coming down, hitting this, retracing up in a little bit of a bearish manner, then going down. If you're bullish, you want to get back above the 50 and the 20 MA, set up with a bullish pattern, and then the pop up. First step would be the 11.77, then the $12. If we get past $12, then it's most likely going to 12.45. If it goes past that, then we're going to, gosh, I took it out a little bit higher, I think 13.60 or something like that. But first things first, we need to get above the MAs, above this red bar, and then 12.45 is definitely in the cards. So then we'll have to see how it reacts too once it gets into $12 even number. But if this cracks, then we're looking for trend line, gap fill, and then some other lower prices to come. One day at a time, though. Let's get the pieces of the puzzle together and try to figure out which way these markets are going. Now, the weekly USO, still above the moving averages. Still, still in a bullish manner, but this is down and sideways. So now we have a slightly bearish pattern starting to consolidate. I'm still thinking lower prices. I'd love to see 10 bucks and then, somewhere around 9 bucks, and then we'll start taking it from there. We'll be out of the trade if it does go that low. But right now, nothing wrong above the MAs, spewing out news from the talking heads, and hopefully they could get something going with that. Something like that. All right, the UUP, today it was up 9 cents, and gold went down on it, but the USO, of course, just 1 cent down, nothing big, pretty much flat on the day. But we are still holding the moving averages here. Popped up a couple days ago, came back in, held it. Let's see if this can continue up. We are going sideways for the last couple weeks. That will help the momentum if we do go up on the upside. If this pattern fails, I mean, it's choppy, sloppy, so it's nothing special. But if that pattern fails, then we're probably going to go back down to here, the 25.65, and maybe fill the gap, and then ultimately the 200 MA. So if you're long, you want to get above This pivot high, this blue line, and then fill the gap here right around 27 or 26.70. And then if we get past that, we're definitely going to go to double top at 26.83. So that's what we're kind of looking for. Our lows, you know, start waiting for pattern would be 25.65, highs 26.82. Kind of in the middle here, still in a stronger stance above the MAs and slightly choppy, sloppy, bullish pattern. And let's get right into the gold. Oops. GLD. The GLD was down 79 cents today, but still holding strong. You know, let's see if it could crack this low here. If it does, then we'll probably go down and fill this gap and hit these pivots lows as well. So let's keep an eye on this. It did hit the 200 and a lot of resistance here on the weekly as well. That's why we're getting a pullback, but it's holding okay. You know, it's been fighting every other day. So let's see if we could get a green day out of this one and hopefully get it back above the 50 MA and then make a run for the 200. We get above the 200, I think we're going right here to 124.44. So, and then possibly even a little higher here. Let's see. Yeah, we have a gap fill, then another gap fill. So we'll see if we can make it there. I'm so bullish on this chart. We've been in it since down here. I think my average is right around 111. I don't have it in front of me, but it's around 111. So we're still in the money pretty good. I'd still like to get around 125 on it. 120, we should have pulled something off and we could have brought it back a couple bucks. I just didn't want to get cute and start trading and start doing this. We have a lot of positions out there. And you know what? I'm holding stuff like this where I truly believe this is going to go higher. Might pull back a little bit more, maybe to the 50, but that's okay. We're still in the money. And the guys who got out here, you know, around 107, 108, I maybe would have taken half off there. You got a couple bucks better than me. So, you know, it's really up to you what you want to do. I still think it's going higher. Okay, I think that's it for today, guys. And I appreciate you guys coming to the videos here. I've been doing some live streams lately. Go to my site, sign up for my website, StockBookie.com. It's a free membership, and you'll get emails before we go live. And then sign up or follow me on Twitter, StockTwits, and subscribe to me on YouTube as well. But thanks again, guys. God bless. See you on the charts.